our special guest, Professor Dr. Sadek, Dean Faculty of Social Sciences. Our special guest is Mashiko Yamamura, Second Secretary of Public Relations and Cultural Affairs, and Mr. Mohammad Moinuzzam, National Information Officer, International, as well as our Honorable Secretary General of Dhaka 2019, Chaudhry Mujahid Ahmed. Delegates, please be seated. So, honorable guests, honorable executive board members, fellow secretariat members, conference officers, and dear delegates, a very good afternoon. I welcome you all to the closing ceremony of the 8th session of Dhaka University National Model United Nations 2019. I, Kashaf Hassan,
and I'm Zubaida Farooq.
We are going to be your host for this afternoon.
Today, standing on the ground of University of Dhaka, we commemorate all our martyrs whose lives have given us this opportunity of the pride to be a part of this place. We summon with glory, with dignity, and with gratification the legacy of this place. Dharman is the greatest event of Dhaka University Model United Nations Association, and with its 8th session this year, Tumuna again reminded that the intellectual and creative development of the youth is the key to any social, political, and economic development of the nation. With this motto, United we work, united we achieve, Tumuna has been working relentlessly to build up the leadership qualities in students for the betterment of the country. Our aim is to prepare students as future diplomats and policymakers by skill development through Model United Nations practice, informing them of the mode of preparation in United Nations.
It has been popularizing the concept of Model United Nations as an academic stimulation of the United Nations in Bangladesh, which can provide a platform of generating knowledge and solving real-world problems. With that aim in view, Dhaka has successfully organized Dhanman this year with the theme Reducing Global Inequalities by Bolstering Trade Development. This year, our purpose was to attain brilliance and the best possible experience of authentic United Nations stimulation with an expertise of 8 years. Home and abroad, 34 competent secretariat members and 60 well-trained conference officers of Dhanman 2019 has been another appreciable feather of achievement to our expanding wings of triumph in this circuit. So, on this note, I would like to show you a video, and this video is based on this conference, Dhanman 2019. So, delegates, please wait while the video will be played. Thank you. Please wait and cooperate. There are technical difficulties, and it is going to start very soon. I know it is very boring, but still, these are the formalities. you can imagine that the conference was quite good, right? So this was glimpses of the last 3 days, which may have went quickly or which were long days for some delegates. On this note, we are going to move into our, we are going to request our honorable guests to deliver their speeches. First of all, I would like to introduce you to a real diplomat. Delegates, you are here to learn diplomacy. And what is a better way than to learn diplomacy from a real diplomat? Bangladesh and Japan have historically always been strong bonded nations. The cooperative relationship between both countries goes beyond explanation. Today, once again, providing the ever courteous and friendly relationship between Bangladesh and Japan, an outstanding Japanese official has graced us with her presence. Please welcome Ms. Machiko Yamamura, Second Secretary of Public Relations and Cultural Affairs of Embassy of Japan.
Mr. Chaudhry Majid Ahmad, Secretary General Tumman, and all the committee members and delegates, ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to participate in today's 8th session of Dhaka University National Model United Nations on reducing global inequalities by fostering trade development. I am impressed by the initiative that Tumman has taken to give the participants insights into the global economic issues and the future initiatives in tackling upcoming challenges. I hope that the three-day-long discussion on various aspects of economic climate generated selective attention on the type of policies Bangladesh, together with other developing countries, should undertake to address the challenges amid the country's rising economic footprint in an increasingly volatile global economy. Well, I would like to take advantage of today's occasion to share Japan's contribution towards promoting economic dialogue. Under Japan's foreign policy of proactive contribution to peace, Japan continues to advance economic diplomacy in these main areas such as rule-making to bolster free and open global economic system and supporting the overseas business expansion of Japanese companies through promotion of public-private partnerships. Japan focuses on consensus-building efforts regarding the response to the global economy and trade, and we led the discussion on free trade and inclusive economic growth through frameworks such as WTO, APEC, and OECD. Likewise, under Japan's country assistance strategy for Bangladesh, issued in 2018, it aims to accelerate sustainable economic growth of Bangladesh with aid and bringing people out of poverty towards becoming a middle-income country. Japan's ODA, Overseas Development Assistance Grant for Matabari Port Development Project, Sakachku, Meghna, and Gunti, the second bridge construction and existing bridges rehabilitation project. And the Dhaka International Airport Expansion Project will assist Bangladesh to alleviate the country's chronic infrastructure shortage. I hope Japan's friendly overture will equip Bangladesh with right tools to diversity its economic base and move towards knowledge-based, all-inclusive society, leading to much greater global economic reach. Lastly, I'd like to reiterate my appreciation towards Dunman's initiative in preparing its students and delegates to gather knowledge on thematic subjects like global trade and rising socioeconomic inequality. And for that, I wish that all the delegates the best in their future endeavor and to address and solve these challenging issues in a resonant manner. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chico Yamamura. Now I'd like to call up on stage Siddhartha Goswami Prabhu, the Project Officer of UNDP and also the ex-General Secretary, General Secretary of DUMUNA. In our journey of life, many people help us to grow and achieve unattainable goals. Similarly, in the history of DUMUNA, there are some people who made DUMUNA what it is today. Among this, there is one person who has not only helped DUMUNA to grow, but also helped it with his impeccable knowledge. He is not only an alumni, but more like a dear one to DUMUNA. I'm honored to call upon the stage the former General Secretary for the session 2012-13 of DUMUNA and current Project Officer of UNDP, Siddhartha Goswami Prabhu.
First of all, I would like to apologize to the guests and the delegates as well. Actually, I was in the meeting between something. Our delegate sound a bit low. Good? I want to hear it again. How was Ganmon? Awesome. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ganmon Authority, for inviting me. And I'd also like to thank our distinguished guests, our ma'am, and other guests as well for their time and their support as well. You know, it's a bit nostalgic, and you know that it's a bit pleasure for me to be here, as very nicely our presenter is mentioned about that. Actually, we started that journey, and it's really, really awesome for me to see this, that the ambience, the footmarks our successors made today, and every time they're trying to exceed the benchmark of last year. And I think that it's only possible because of the leadership, because of the vision. We are, in vision to our successor as well. And as we all know that why Model UN and such extracurriculum activities are important for nowadays for the Bangladesh, not only about that, even being a representative of International Development Program, we are also trying to invest on youth. Nowadays, we are talking about a different aspect, like usually what we are considering, that we are considering youth as a, that partner or something like that. But now we are considering that we have to engage young people as a stakeholder. Very recently, UN headquarters published a report focused on youth. It's called Frontline. They surveyed 1,000 youth across the world. I was one of them. They also mentioned my name on that report. On that report, end of the recommendation, they mentioned particularly for the UN agencies as well, that thinking youth as a stakeholder, no more as a partner, not only that you are inviting to your program. So give them fund, give them that resources, and give the opportunity for the youth organizations to take the lead. So I would like to thank our other UN agencies like the representative of UNIC, Mr. Morajon sir is here, and I would also like to thank our university authority as well, that from the very beginning, from the day one, the way they are supporting, the way they are appreciating us, it's really remarkable. I would like to request all of the delegates just give a round of applause for the University Authority for their extensive support. I don't want to take that much time because I know that we all are waiting for the result. Last 2.5 days you were working hard. I know that how tough it was for the organizers, for the volunteers, for the executive board members. I can imagine myself when we started that journey in 2012, I mean the first January. I know that how hard it was, how tough the journey is, but I know that it's a learning curve. All of them learn a lot in their professional life, in their next career. Definitely that will help them a lot. It's invaluable experience, will help them, will shape them, will, give the opportunity to grow. So, with the remarks from with the reflection of the remarks of Napoleon, like, what does Napoleon say? Give me an educated mom, I will give you an educated nation actually. Nowadays, what we are talking about, like we are talking about the responsible citizen, right? The way we are acting, the way we are actually, passing our daily life, everyone is talking about we must consider about the responsible citizenship. So in that context, I have to say, if we are expecting responsible citizen, we must invest on you. So I would like to thank all of the, the supporters and the sponsors for investing on us and for supporting Dhaka University Model Union Association. Thank you so much. Thank you so much again for inviting me.
Thank you, sir, for sharing such thoughts and your experience regarding Diumuna and Dalman. There are some people who are born with outstanding abilities. They help us to grow more and more. Our inspiration comes from the ideology of the United Nations, which teaches us about peace and unity. From the very beginning of the journey of Diumuna, this person has been our constant guide towards it. Today we have among us Honorable Dr. Mohammad Moniruzzaman, National Information Officer of UNIC. And UNIC is our knowledge partner in Dhaka University National Model Union Nations 2019. We would like to request Sir to share a few words.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to express my gratitude to the authority of Dhaka University for providing every assistance to organize this big Model United Nations session done on 2019. It is indeed our pleasure to provide a knowledge support to organize this event. As you know, perhaps all of you got some UN publications, what you always wanted to know about United Nations. বাংলায় যেটাকে আমরা বলি আজকের জাতিসংঘ সম্পর্কে তোমরা কি জানতে চাও। আরেকটা small booklet which is very important, which is called what? Another one, the blue color book, small book with 30 articles, UDHR Universal Declaration of Human Rights. This is the what should I say, very biggest number of, in terms of published in different languages across the world, very known document, and in many constitution of many governments it is an annexure of many constitutions, this Universal Declaration of Human Rights. So every government is committed to follow these 30 articles of Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and in the case with the government of Bangladesh, and they are doing it very well. I'd like to give some history of Model UN Conference in Bangladesh. Actually, many of you know that the first ever Moon Conference was organized in Bangladesh in the year of what? In the year of? Guess? 2000? 2004. 2004. The first ever Moon taken place in Bangladesh, that was jointly organized by UNIC Dhaka and UNICEF, UN Youth and Student Association of Bangladesh. And the first batch of Mooners were very fortunate enough to get the real diplomats of Ministry of Foreign Affairs who taught them about how to conduct UN session, this mock UN session. This is a mock UN session, perhaps all of you know. You represent a country and represent that particular country's policy, trade policy, foreign policy, and so on. So this is a very good learning session. for all of you, because you are the future leader of the country, future leader of the globe, because you will shape the globe, you will shape the world. Perhaps you know, in September during the General Assembly session, there was a Youth Climate Summit where 1,000 youth representatives participated from across the globe. And among the 100 participants got what? Got what? Green tickets. Tickets sponsored by United Nations, which was called green tickets, because they will transport by a carbon-free transportation as much as they can. And you know, some lady from Sweden, a 16-year-old girl, attended that session. Do you know her name? Greta. So there are so many Gretas. I trust there are so many Gretas in this room. And you will cross the achievement of Greta. And Greta, he actually started his climate action work in Sweden. He demonstrated herself. She was the only one who took a placard and gave some messages that I want to work for climate action, for climate change. She did not bother about others. She herself is the only person who started this demonstration. So she got so many followers, so many peer friends to join her, and that is how now she got the world attention. And you know, during the UN General Assembly session, there was a very powerful delegation from the government of Bangladesh, and Bangladesh government has demonstrated its commitment towards the climate action and climate change. And you know, on 21st of September, the main climate summit took place on 23rd of September. Before that, on 21st of September, there was a youth climate summit. That is what I was referring, that 1,000 youth took part and 100 got, green ticket. And their voices were replicated in the main climate summit where head of the states and governments took part. So youth always a prime, prime group who can advise the governments and leaders to give some directions, and their voices are need to be heard everywhere. The theme of this Mordelian conference is very relevant. Trade, mainly trade and inequality, and how to foster trade. Perhaps during the last 3 days you have talked a lot about this topic and taken a number of resolutions in the plenary sessions. Today as well, the concluding plenary. And United Nations, at the United Nations Secretariat, in the headquarters, there is a number of departments. One department is Department of Global Communications, DGC, which was previously called DPI, Department of Public Information, and UNIX are the integral part of DGC, I mean Department of Global Communication of UN Secretariat. One of the mandate is to promote this kind of model United Nations across the globe. And that is why we always try to give our full efforts to make this kind of session successful by giving our knowledge support and other advisory support. I am very thankful to our chief guest, Professor Madam Sadega Halim, who attended this session despite her busy schedules. As know, she is the Dean of Faculty of Social Science, very busy. She had a number of meetings, but she gave importance to this session with the participation of few young guys from Bangladesh and across the globe. And we are looking forward to hear her deliberations. I'd like to conclude my remarks with a quotation from the UN Secretary General during the UN Youth Day 2019. Quote, education today should combine knowledge, life skills, and critical thinking. It should include information on sustainability and climate change, and it should advance gender equality, human rights, and a culture of peace. Unquote. I thank you all.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable speech. The next person whom we would like to call up on stage is a person with unparalleled outstanding achievements. She is the first woman to be the Chief Information Commissioner of Bangladesh. She became the first ever female dean of Faculty of Social Sciences in Dhaka University with her outstanding ability, and has always been encouraging us in this act of learning about the process of democracy. Please everyone welcome Professor Dr. Sabina Halim, Dean of Faculty of Social Sciences.
Thank you so much. I thank the moderator for being so generous and the way she introduced me. I was not actually the Chief Information Commissioner. I was the first Lady Information Commissioner from 2009 to 2018. With that note, a very good afternoon to you all. First, I would like to congratulate Donmon for organizing 3-day long, the biggest and prestigious youth conference, and I feel very proud to host, as one of the university teachers, to host this 3-day long workshop in the University of Dhaka. Welcome to all my dear participants, and I've just learned that we have 30 international delegates in this group, and altogether you are 500. And also I've learned from the organizers that there were 3,000 applicants and 500 got selected. Of course, I do not know how you get selected, the criteria. I'm not even interested because now I'm grading almost, I should not disclose the number of exams I'm grading, but as I was introduced, I'm the Dean of the Faculty of Social Sciences, one of the largest faculty in the University of Dhaka. And the exam took place on 27 September, where 97,500 forms were bought by the students, and 85,000 students appeared in this admission test, and I only have 1,560 seats. So, against one seat, 70 students sat, right? And they all competed for this very, very, very competitive exam. But I feel thrilled to be here. When I saw the audience, I was taken aback, and I was talking to the organizer that, oh my goodness, I expected a small crowd because it's the closing session. But you all are here, so I could feel the energy of the youth. I was very much touched by the slogan as well, reducing global inequalities by fostering trade development. But what we have learned from the previous speakers, Ms. Machioko and Mr. Munir Zaman, I know Mr. Munir Zaman for almost 2 decades, and we had the opportunity to work together. And what I have learned that you have been participating in different sessions and kind of mock United Nations discussion, which of course is very good that you are very young, and in Bangladesh, I think out of total population, it's almost 35% actually representing the youth. So we need to talk about the youth, what they would like to do, their desire, their dreams, and the way they would like to see the country. Not only the country, we should start from the family, the society, and the country. I will turn to that issue a little bit later, but first I would like to touch on the issue that you have actually dealt with, the trade. And very interesting because the central, when we talk about economic development, I'm a trained sociologist, I'm not an economist, so I see development more from a social perspective than an economic perspective. So trade is not only the key for economic development, and I see economic development much more holistically, because when we talk about development, we must talk about people, and people constitutes of both men and women. So whether the trade, even if we are trying our best to do development through trade, trade is not always done on equal terms. I think you have learned it in this 3-day long workshops, and at the same time, most of you are already maybe students or graduated, but I think you all know this basic information. But what is actually happening in Bangladesh when we talk about development? Of course, we are doing a lot of developments in terms of digitalization, in terms of infrastructure development, in terms of other social development and economic development. But still, till today, inequality persists. And the inequality is quite still today. I mean, it is very sharp. But when development happens, we only talk